All right, this relates to my last video where I'm talking about tall poppy syndrome. I think I called it tallest, but I mean, you're the tallest one in the field, so what's the diff? And I want to talk about judgment for a minute. Now, I've mentioned a couple times, I haven't talked a lot about my experiences of being a teen mom, but I was a teen mom. I was very young when I had my oldest, my son, and it was like a rough go. Not just because of like the experiences of being like impoverished and trying to finish school and being a parent, a single parent, but also just because of the things, the perceptions that other people would have about me without knowing me or getting to know me. You know, there's also often in society a lot of slut shaming towards girls, not the boys, but the girls. That's a whole other story. And I remember the exact day, and time that I decided that I was not going to let that stop me from having success in my life. And so my mom and I were in an A&W, if you've ever been there, and she had gone up to the counter and I was sitting at the table feeding my son a bottle. And I remember looking over at this older couple and them just staring, oh my gosh, staring at us. And I'm sure they were thinking, well, is that the sister feeding the baby or is it the mom? And you could just see questions. And honestly, questions is, I'm just so used to it now, the questions people have for me when they meet me for the first time. And in that moment, I just had this first of all, I was 15. I had this download of clarity when I looked over at this couple staring at me and realized that I was going to deal with this most of my life. And I was going to have to decide if I was going to let it bother me or not. And I didn't. I was like, nope, that's yours, so you can keep it. I don't take it. I don't take your judgment. I don't want it. You can have it back. You can hold on to it. It doesn't have to be part of my life. And that has served me so well as an entrepreneur, because as soon as you choose to be someone who puts themselves out there, people have all kinds of opinions, and that's okay. They can keep them. So if you've been holding yourself back, the reason I want to share this with you is if you've been holding yourself back because you're worried about what are people going to say or think, I just want to say it's going to happen. Doesn't matter what you do in life. Someone's going to have some kind of judgment about the decisions you make. And so you're going to have to just pick a moment and let that be the moment that you decide you go for it, no matter what. And yeah, that's it. Don't let other people's judgment get in your way, because that's their shit. You don't have to take that on.